Hello and welcome to Spring Commander Forged Alliance. Keep messing with the sound, hopefully it's not too crazy. Trying to work the system for the whispering mode, but it should still be audible, and game sound may have been a little loud on the last one. I have taken some steps to bring that down, and I will attempt to correct it as we go forth. Last time we saw a major battle on this island which pretty much decided it. That's something to look for. Nearly simultaneous drops. Both players had second air, very early scouts. That's definitely something to look for. However, what we've seen is the two players have switched sides, which is nice. Of course, when it's a best of three, it's very difficult to decide who gets to play on top and bottom more times. But as long as it's switched around a few times, it's alright. Is this mirror image of Italy here? I think this is Italy. I'm gonna, from now on, call that. I'm not sure what these are. This is some sort of microbes. Yeah, who came up with this map? It's very frustrating to play. I don't know if it's very aesthetically pleasing, maybe to some, but it definitely doesn't have a lot of reclaim, which is one of the things that we saw. That's one of the striking differences between this map and Roanoke. Wow, that was pretty crazy what Zock just did. It's like a dance. Then here comes the bomber, and once again Zock choosing to make a little more power in exchange for getting his air a little later. And let's see if the scout pays off. See, the air factory has just been completed, but he gets two air factories quickly. So Zock going for a major air spam. He needs to win 4 games and he can't lose 2. So he's definitely under pressure, and the pressure is gonna pile up higher and higher. And another thing that's got to pile on him, on every time these two players played on the ocean map, he has lost. So it's 4-0. On land maps he's been outplaying Blackheart, but on these ocean maps he hasn't been able to. And now we see the first difference compared to the last game. The drop from Blackheart going to the right side, and actually, yes, we're gonna see a bit of a clockwork. It's as queer as a clockwork orange here. Zock going with orange. Yeah, successful drop. But a major power advantage for Zock, something not to discount. Zock has to be maybe a little paranoid. He's got a lot of interceptors looking for any kind of drops. That's critical. Same thing for Blackheart. He's got tanks looking for a fight, which they're not going to get, but a bomber coming in. Both players actually going in with the bombs. Perhaps the left side will be a little more quiet, but on the right side, already 3 and a whole bunch more land factories planned. So actually, I'm beginning to like this map. Not necessarily to play. In general, I don't really know if I want to play this game anymore. It's just too stressful. But to watch, this is quite entertaining. And one thing I encourage, I think I've been putting the link for Batagatohan's program, and you can see right here the number of the replay, so you can get it from the vault. Check out the APMs for all these different players. You can also look at the APM as a function of time. Should definitely make this more entertaining, as we see a bomber with 1 kill for Blackheart. Only 1 engineer on this right expansion island. That's definitely a weakness. See, this engineer is still alive, and actually the ACU for Blackheart a little more advanced than Zock's ACU. More drops coming in. Both players extremely good at the drops, and you get transports all over the places very early. And this is what happens when you don't get a battle on this island that looks like a bacteria or some sort of thing under a microscope. You get your island up next to it completely ran over by floating arty. Zock is going to be in a bit of trouble. He's doing a similar thing. So once again, we got the clockwork. Yeah, let's see who can do more damage. I gotta say, Blackheart's definitely a bit ahead, although Zock does have a slight, actually no, the economy is nearly identical with a slight power advantage perhaps to Blackheart. Do we have any upgrades? Tech to gunships definitely to look for. Tech to navy, something that could make a massive impact, and a ballsy transport from Zock is gonna grab a couple mass extractors for free. 3 to be exact. However, the transport will be shut down. Zock's ACU Oh, this is going to be a critical drop. Nice air defensive work from Zock. And his ACU is going to attempt to recover with the right expansion. On the left expansion, Blackheart for the most part has been able to hold on to the middle 4 mask ejectors, but excellent drop with engineers. That's an extra 4 mask ejectors that Zock shouldn't have. He actually does have a slight advantage on mass, at least he did. In terms of power, Blackheart significantly ahead, and he does not have Tech 2 yet. Another drop from Zock. And this battle's really heating up. Last time we had these two forces run head on right here on the left side. This time they have nothing stopping them, and they're just devouring the expansion island right next to them. Some really good action. And it appears that actually Blackheart unable to hold on to these central mass extractors. One thing we gotta look for though is the interceptor number seems to be climbing up quite high for Blackheart, while the mass income is significantly higher for Zock. And I think that's because he's been able to recover this island, while Blackheart has just got hit on his expansion. So a slightly later assault may have been a little more potent because there's more stuff to kill. That's an interesting concept you gotta keep in mind when you're playing this game. More drops coming in for Blackheart, and looks like a lot of build capacity dispatched to Navy for Zock. Perhaps he'll be going Tech 2, and this will be critical in air fight. Based on the numbers, Blackheart should win it, and he will win it with bombers for Blackheart dispatched. They're looking to do damage, but this expansion from Blackheart absolutely devoured, and Zock is in a good position to perhaps make this a 6-5 series. He really needs to get that win. You do not want to go 7-5, or actually 7-4. He'll be right up against the wall. He'll need to win 4 in a row if he were to lose this game. So a must win, I imagine. Zock is putting a pretty good effort, which he is. Although he had lost air, he was at a disadvantage in power, although he has recovered that. And now gunships for Blackheart going to work. All this floating already is going to disappear. Minute 13, Zock 2100, reclaimed Blackheart 1500. These has been the lowest reclaimed numbers of any game I think we've casted so far. We've seen so far in this series. Zock retreats. He is facing Tech 2 land and Tech 2 air, and he does not have Tech 2 Navy. He does have Tech 2 air and more transport. Zock has really been very good with his transport, and he's not stopping. And we also see a secret naval base way behind Blackheart's position, and actually Tech 2 land. Where's the HQ? This is a lot of Tech 2 land, major investment here for Zock. Would not want to lose that. Zock sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. One thing that might be happening is the game audio may have been really loud, so I apologize. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I was just enjoying those soothing sounds of explosions in the distance. As gunships undefended will get shot by interceptors. Always a sad sight, as Blackheart seems to have overtaken Zock on mass production, which is perhaps a bit unexpected, although they're not quite even. But Zock used to have a fairly big advantage, and this expansion on the right side has taken a significant amount of damage, although now this is a lot of Yanceys going to work. One thing that people haven't really done in the comment section is make suggestions for future maps for these best 15s. Definitely make those comment sections a nice place for people to have those kinds of discussions, or you can go on FAF forums, because otherwise there'll just be a few people making those choices, and we don't always make the best choices. Yep. That was a very futile drop, but total air control from Blackheart directly above Zock's base. And now the Yanceys. This is now Zock's main base under severe assault, under assault from Tech 2 amphibious tanks. I think this could be a major loss for Zock. As guy would say, Zock is hemorrhaging units here. And this is his main base, actually his expansion. A few minutes ago this was an even game. And I think that's what happens when people take air control and then use it immediately. I think Blackheart anticipated taking air control, put in the drop, the tech to drop, tech to power down for Zock. And losing tech to power when you're behind on air is the worst thing. And also the naval production has been absolutely devoured by this tech to drop. I think Zock is gonna find himself up against the wall. This is the throw into the wall. Oh, I also want to mention that I did see a cast from Lucian on one of the Niflheim games. I haven't listened to it yet or watched it. I'm going to do that right after this game. People should definitely check that out. I'm going to put it into the official playlist for this tourney, which has been recently made. It's a simple way to share these videos. And actually Zock's not done yet. Yancey's versus point defense is working quite well, and now this ACU Tech 2 engineering. And this is mostly Tech to flag a couple of really good overcharges. This ACU is not going to die anytime soon. As we see Zock's main base. You can never underestimate the potency of floating Artie and the Yancey combination. I think we've seen it here from Blackheart. It's been a great demonstration as Zock here fighting too many Yanceys. He's gonna die. Zock is down 7 games to 4 against Blackheart, who is gonna have 4 opportunities to win the tourney. 1 time on point of reach, and then 3 more times on rivers.